Hey everybody, how's it going? A very interesting series in my opinion. A rematch to the Western Conference Finals. Both of these teams were in the Western Conference Finals last year between the OKC Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. Uh, a lot's changed for both teams. OKC, I think, is one of the best teams in the NBA. Second best team in the West. Stat wise, I think they are. Talent wise, I think they're the best team in the West. But that's another story if they advance on to the next round. But I kind of like this is kind of, a lot of people think this is going to be a blowout, but I think that the Mavericks, their experience, I think they can push this series. A couple keys. I'll start off with the OKC Thunder. Obviously, the Westbrook dynamic of it. A guy who's a scoring point guard, somebody who got a volume shooter, a guy who's he's a great player. One of the top 20 players in this league, one of the top point guards in this league, guys who can definitely fill it up. Plays phenomenal defense, a great defender. So how can he translate into a point guard? Can he not, if his shot's not going, can he run the offense as it's supposed to? So that dynamic is going to be kind of sketchy for me. Um, the backup point guard situation. How does that work out? James Harden is definitely going to be another key in this series. Remember, he had the scary injury with the elbow, Artest elbow, or world peace, whatever you want to call him. That elbow coming off concussion. How is his basketball motor? How is he moving? Is he going to be right? Is he going to catch headaches during the playoffs? Who knows? But that's going to be a key for them. And I think 3-point shooting for the OKC Thunder is going to be huge in this game, in this series. Uh, they got a couple of good 3-point shooters. Seth Loach can knock down some threes. Westbrook is a volume streaky shooter. James Harden is a knockdown 3-point shooter. Kevin Durant, as you know, scoring champ, guy who can knock down threes as well. So that's going to be a really cool, really interesting how to see how their 3-point shots go down. Because sometimes they do, this team does like to settle for perimeter shots sometimes. When, especially if a guy like Westbrook, who could definitely take a guy to the hole, or James Harden as well, they can use their speed, athleticism. They can take it to the hole. Kevin Durant as well, very sneaky, athletic guy. He could take his team, but this team settles for too many 3-pointers or too many deep twos, in my opinion. So how are they going to be able to knock down those perimeter shots is going to be a very big key for this team. Moving on to the Mavericks, the one big key, as you could say, is Dirk. How is Dirk play? Dirk is the X factor in this series. If Dirk can play any bit of how he played last year during the playoffs, I think the Dallas Mavericks have a very great chance of playing this game. Um, Another key for the Dallas Mavericks is going to be, how do they stop the penetration? They did lose Tyson Chandler, heart and soul of that defense last year. The main reason why they won the title. Brandon Hayward's there. He's a big guy, but he's not inferior like how Tyson Chandler was when you got into the paint. So that's going to be key as well. How does Brandon Hayward and how do they stop penetration is going to be key. And I think bench scoring, where they're going to get some bench, like, they got Jason Terry. They did lose to Sean Stevenson, the guy who's a knockdown 3-point shooter, but Ronnie Dubois, Vince Carter, Delonte West, those guys, if they can knock down, some shots, or just help scoring off the bench. Guys like JJ Barea help. Jason Terry, guy who I think is going to be a guy who definitely an X factor as well, along with Dirk in this series. Those are just a couple of things. The matchup I can't wait to see is going to be Sean Marion versus Kevin Durant, like it was last year. Sean Marion played phenomenal defensively against Kevin Durant, and I think the one way to bother Kevin Durant is get a little physical with him, bump him a little bit. He's going to try to get his shots up, but get a little physical with him, bump him a little bit. I know that's going to be hard because of the way that they're calling fouls on the perimeter now these days, and hand checking and all that. But maybe get a little physical with him, and he should be able to find a way to try to find a way to just get him off his game a little bit. But that's going to be something to look out for as a matchup. Also, an X factor, I would say, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I, I might have to say Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher might have to be the guy to run that second team, or maybe they go small where they move Ibaka to they take out Perk and they slide everybody down one spot. Ibaka at the five, Durant at the four, um, James Harden at the three, Russell at the two, and using his leadership and Derek Fisher as a guy that I think they got to run that second team since they lost Eric Maynor to a torn ACL, I think, and that was a huge blow to that team. Just a guy, Eric Maynor, who can run that offense, who's a pure point guard. So maybe a guy like Derek Fisher, a guy who can still hit that wide open three, that set shot, that jump shot. So I think it's going to be a very good series, and I think he's going to be another key for this for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That being said, I've been thinking about this all day. I have the Mavericks in 6, and I've been thinking about OKC in 7. But I think I'm gonna go OKC, and I'm gonna go 7. I think this is gonna go 7. If Dirk can play to any type of ability that he was last year, I think he could force this game he could force it to 7 games, and then that's when it comes down to how does that Westbrook and Durant thing go on, and how does that relationship pair? I think they have that little brother big brother relationship where they're gonna fight, but they're gonna fight, they're gonna bicker, they're gonna argue, but at the end of the day, it's to get each other better or to make each other better. So, but I think that's going to be a huge story if that game gets a game 7, and the pressure is going to be on Russell Westbrook and that Kevin Durant, the way how they mesh together. But I am going to pick the OKC Thunder in 7. I think that they're just a better team, more talented in my opinion. James Harden, I think, is going to be a guy who can probably average 20 a night. So that's going to be huge for them. So yeah, I got the OKC Thunder at 7. Let me know what you guys think. You guys still like the Dallas Mavericks? Do you think they could go on another improbable run like they did last year? Do you think Dirk can turn it up like he did? But I'll talk to you guys later. And like I said, OKC Thunder at 7. Bye.